A pilot says the right thing, out loud, correctly, to another pilot sitting 3 feet away. 36 seconds later, 92 people are dead. No storm, no failure, no warning. The airplane is 5 months old and there is nothing wrong with it. This is Indian Airlines Flight 605, and a mode change the investigators wrote down in their own report that they could not explain. Bangalore, the 14th of February, 1990. A short hop from Bombay on a clear afternoon. Findings 1, 2, and 7. Valid certificate of airworthiness. No defect reported. Weather clear. Everything that usually kills people is absent. In the left seat, flying, Captain C.A. Fernandez. Finding 10. His first route check for command on the A320. Beside him, the Czech pilot, Captain S.S. Gopujkar. 10,000 hours, 212 of them on this type. 13:02, 17 seconds. Cleared to land. Runway in sight. At recorder time, 294 seconds, Fernandez says it. Normal. Correct. Spoken aloud, so both men would know. 1 second later, the aircraft does something else. Finding 15. 512 feet above the ground, coming down below the profile. The speed falling below the target approach speed. The engines have gone to idle. They are going to stay there. Finding 22. There is nothing to show that the pilots realized the gravity of the situation, even after those callouts. Finding 63. No sign of panic or anxiety about speed loss. No calls of speed deviation, though the speed was 106 knots. The target was 132. And then, somebody does try. Finding 21. In all probability, one of the pilots acted to switch off the second flight director, the one action that would have handed speed control back to the engines. But it failed to go off, resulting, the finding says, in confusion in the mind of Captain Gopujkar. He reached for the thing that would have saved them. It did not work. Finding 38, flat as a headstone, the aircraft never went to speed mode thereafter, though it was the most proper mode for landing. Alpha floor, the last protection, fires by itself. Finding 24, too late to develop sufficient power in the engines to prevent the crash. The aircraft touches the ground inside the Karnataka Golf Association, 2,300 feet short of the runway. Finding 30, the forward portion engulfed in a huge fire, which propagated later towards the rear. 150 aboard, 92 dead. Finding 31 is one sentence. The rear left door was opened by an air hostess, and most of the surviving passengers escaped through this door. Finding 32, survival, front to rear, 16%, 27, 73. Where you sat decided whether you lived. Finding 41, the fire tenders reached the boundary wall at the earliest point of time, and then there was delay in opening the gate. A locked gate, in the causal chain of an air disaster. The probable cause is unsparing. Failure of the pilots to respond towards proper action of moving the throttles, in spite of knowing that the plane was in idle open descent mode. And in the same report, identification of the cause for the engagement of idle open descent mode is not possible. They could not say why the airplane did it. The recorder captured what the aircraft did, not what it had been asked to do. And finding 72, in a report that blames the crew, the documentation Airbus provided to pilots has not been very clear, and sometimes not appropriate. 62 recommendations went to the Government of India. A low-speed warning, not acceptable. Too many warnings would only tend to confuse the pilots. Moving thrust levers, which a pilot could feel, go to idle, not acceptable. A conference of operators in Cairo had reached unanimous opinion against them. The court asked for evidence. It was given a show of hands. One thing was accepted. Below 1,000 feet, an aircraft doing something you did not ask for is not a puzzle to solve. You take it off the automation and you go around. Almost nobody who obeys that rule tonight has heard of Victor Tango, Echo November. It began with a man saying the right thing. 36 seconds.